How's it going, YouTube? So here we are on a nice dreary day, and that means that the plans I had for this video aren't gonna work. I was wanting to talk about a new project I picked up yesterday, but it looks like it's gonna downpour over and over again today, and I really do not want to get wet. So anyways, here's one of the new projects. You see the other new one in the background there. And they're both about 16-foot boats. And that one apparently is close to turnkey for the weird setup it has that we'll talk about in another video. This one needs a lot more work, and this is also the one I'm more excited about. 85 horsepower engine, but the engine also doesn't run. So, we'll see. Picked up both boats in this trailer yesterday, and I'm really just looking to get into it and start messing with it. But anyways, for our video today, the Honda started doing a little stutter thing. I think is in the front end, but I haven't gotten a chance to look at it. I'm really hoping it's in the front end. I think it's just going to be suspension parts, but I don't want to drive it as it is. I know, my most reliable vehicle, I don't want to drive at the moment. So we are going to go take a look at one of the least reliable vehicles I have and see if a simple fix can make it my most reliable vehicle. So anyways, I'll catch up with you guys in a couple minutes. So here we are back at the other property, you know, the one that we've been working on and really making it look more like a mess, but we're getting there slowly. And I don't know if I've gone over this Durango at all before. So this Durango was given to me by a neighbor of my parents, and so far they were told that it needed a new transmission, which is never something you want to hear, but once again, it was given to me. They just wanted it gone. I'm okay with that. I put it in a shop that I use for stuff I don't want to do or don't feel I have the knowledge to do. He went through, flushed it, found out that the transpan was rusty, and replaced it. So I have about $600 in this vehicle total. And now I'm curious to see if this will work. It's not really what it's meant for, I don't think. But, I mean, worst case, we're going to trash the trans, which we're already trashing it. So, or we are already considering it trashed. So for about, I want to say $20, maybe $30, I don't know. I got 2 tubes of LubeGuard Instant Shudder Fix from Amazon. And my plan is to do exactly what it says. You cut the tip, pull out the trans thing, dump it in there. And apparently it can take up to like 20 miles for it to fix. I was seeing some people said 100, so we'll see what happens. But just kind of to take a step back, what this car does is after driving it and it gets up to operating temperature, the trans starts stuttering. It's not like it's an all the time thing, so I don't know if these are going to fix it. I don't know if these are more so intended for as soon as it starts, it's got a stutter in it, or if it's once it heats up. So, I mean, I'm really hopeful, but at the same time, for $20 and 2 minutes of work, is it really something that I should expect to work? But without further ado, let's see what we can do. Nice red transmission, because when the mechanic replaced the pan, he did do a full flush on it, so it's literally got less than 15 miles on since it's had a trans job. Just cut off the tip, stick this down in there, and slowly let it go. I mean, I assume, yeah, you can go pretty quick with it, but I just didn't want to overfill it. And now real quick, one of these will treat, I believe, 10 liters. It says it somewhere. I don't know if it says it on the bottle, but their website goes through exactly how to use this. It says one of these treats 10 liters. You can use up to 2 in any vehicle. So I figured I bought a 2-pack. I don't have any other vehicles that I know of with trans issues, so I'm going to use this. Also, this is only good for certain types of transmissions, so if you either have a CVT or a dual clutch, this will not work. And just literally snip the tip. Come on, snip the tip. It leaks a little bit, and then you just put it up there and squeeze it on in. I mean, it's not a bad consistency. It's pretty runny. I wasn't sure if it'd be like a jelly that I couldn't really get into the transmission, but this seems like it's going to work very well as far as running down into it and stuff. Yep, and there you go. So, allegedly that's all there is to it, and as I said before, this is supposed to help with torque converter stutter, which I don't know if sometimes torque converter stutter happens all the time or if it's always just when hot like what I'm seeing, but I figured I might as well try it. I've always been curious about this stuff because I've heard it called snake oil and stuff like that, but once again, this transmission is, in my mind, already trashed. It already needs replaced. Jarrett's of the same opinion, and therefore we don't mind making a last-ditch effort before we either sell the car with a bad trans or have to drop the trans, get a whole new one, which, once again, wouldn't be that bad, wouldn't be that expensive, but it's just, I'm trying to downsize my fleet eventually, because I have more than I need, especially with the 2 boats that you saw earlier. So we'll see what happens, but I'll catch back up with you in a little bit, and we'll kind of see what's going on. One thing that I did forget to mention is that this car's been sitting for 5 months, maybe. It's been here a while, and I mean, there's a chance it was like sitting over there and I moved it here or something, but at least for the past several months, it hasn't moved at all. That being said, the interior lights did come on, so I have a good chance at it starting, I guess, but we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, she's gonna start. Let me see, let's turn off that AC. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, so that doesn't sound like a dead battery. That sounds like a bad connection somewhere. I am in park. Oh, this is gonna be one of those days, huh? Okay, well, I'm gonna go check the battery connections, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. I don't even know what's... I don't know what that clicking is, but all it was is this is really loose, so I'll have to tighten that up later. But now that the car is running, the alternator should keep it running if that battery were to come disconnected. I have no idea what that noise is. It didn't make that little clicking noise when it was parked. But okay, so it started up after sitting here for who knows how many months, and I mean, I'm planning to try to drive this to work this week because the Honda is acting a fool and I need to diagnose what exactly is wrong with it. But anyways, I'm going to drive this down a little bit and probably won't give you guys an update till tomorrow since I'm not going to be driving this very far today. After about a mile or so, it's driving okay. It's got a misfire, but that's okay. Just figured I'd show you the little lake that I live near. Nice little area. So I drove it about, what, 4 miles now. We're at 145,007 miles on the vehicle, and I mean, seems like it's driving the same as it was before, because until it gets up to temperature, it drives great. So here in a couple days when Jarrett and I are going to work, we are going to be taking this vehicle, which he's going to love because the AC doesn't work. Sound familiar? Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, it blows, and I can also turn it to heat, and it comes out hot. So we'll see. If it makes it a day or two driving to work with no stuttering, we'll call it good. And then we'll take the little WRX the rest of the week, because that's going to be much cooler and much better. But I need to know the status of this so I can make my decision going forward about how to approach it, how to deal with it, and all that. So the next clip in this video you're going to see is Jarrett and I trying to drive it into work and hopefully not breaking down. One quick idea. ABS light, no idea what's going on. The brake light, it's just the cable's disconnected to release it all the way. So the brake is not engaged right now, but it's reading it just because it's off the sensor that senses when the brake's all the way back. The brake pedal down here. So it's just something that I need to get down there and mess with, and it doesn't take much and I can fix that. But on the upside, we do have outlets, cigarette lighters, all that, so we can still have our jams with us. Oh my goodness. Whee! Oh man, it is dusty in here. But yeah, we'll see. We'll go ahead and reset both our trip and our miles per gallon. Yep, okay. DTE, I assume that's, oh, down to empty. So that's our range. Actually, wait. ET. Oh, I guess it doesn't trip when you reset. So we can see like how long we're driving, that kind of stuff. Oh. Are you guys? Yeah, okay. So yeah, direction, temperature, distance on the trip, miles per gallon eco, don't know the difference, down to empty, and then how long the trip's been running for. And that's kind of what we got. This, I want to say it does work. Tuner. That's not good. That means we don't have, oh crud. The guy I bought this from had 2 amps and a couple subs and stuff wired in the back, and my guess is he wired everything through those, even the factory speakers. So we have these, but we're not going to be able to hook up our Bluetooth setup to this, so that's unfortunate. Is that not how you turn off? I don't know how this thing, okay, there you go. I just held it for, I guess, a split second too long. But anyways, that's where we're at. Wish us luck, and you're about to see how it goes. So I know the next time that you guys, or I know I said the next time that you guys were here, we'd have Jarrett with us, but obviously that was a lie. So I had to run out to Home Depot and figured I'd take the opportunity to see how the car does. Now the misfire is horrible, but I know it's not the trans, because if I step on it a little more, it's not nearly as bad. So I don't think it's the transmission. We're just looking at some other issue. But once again, no check engine light, so I'm not totally sure. But you feel it like shift hard and stuff like that. But I don't think the trans is what this is. So something I discovered was when I stomped on the accelerator. Let me see if I can get room to do it again. When I stomped on it, I got the check engine light. Oh, it's not going to do it now. But it would flash the check engine light for a little bit, which I'm assuming is a multiple random misfire. Or just multiple, oh there it goes, it's flashing now. Or just multiple misfire. So when we get back to the house, I will check the codes and see what the codes are and kind of try to go from there. But at this point, I mean, it could still be a lot of things in the engine causing this problem. But that's just my quick update. So after driving for about 17 miles, we now have a check engine light that's staying on. So we're gonna give a shot at one of the parts stores and see if they can give me a read on it. I have a reader at home, but it makes more sense to just have them do it here, because then potentially I can also get the parts for it at the same time. Okay, so for the check engine light, I went ahead and went to AutoZone and was able to use their scanner to scan it just because it was closer. They found that it was a misfire on cylinder 7. And for some reason, the computer system was recommending coils, like my plug wires, but not the actual plug itself. So I'm not sure. So I went ahead and I picked up the plug wires, but I think first I'm going to try to change out the plug itself, because the plug is or it was like $3, and the whole set of wires was like 36. So I figure I'll try to save a couple bucks, throw out the cheap thing first, and see if that fixes it. I still think there's something in addition to what they're seeing with their scanner going on, just because sometimes it still flashes the check engine light, but then again, it could be like a active misfire, but I don't know, I foresee there being more to the situation than just a misfire on cylinder 7 that their system picked up. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let this cool down, maybe do the plug tonight, or it might be done tomorrow with Jarrett here before we go to work. So we're gonna kind of see what happens, and we'll keep you updated. We have had a couple of interesting developments. First of all, that spark plug sucks and it's being difficult. Second of all, we have a wasp nest, which is why I had this WD-40. Let me see if we can get this to open. I guess that one? Nope, not that one. Okay, that should be unlocked there. Look at them, there's a bunch of them. So apparently WD-40 works as wasp killer, I was reading online, so we're hoping that's the case. Beyond that, I mean, we're just going to have a bunch of WD-40 sprayed all along the car, so it's going to spot up, but that's okay.
The truck's actually here.
Yeah.
Where's the wasp nest?
Back here.
That you got with WD-40?
It works as wasp killer. Google it, it actually does.
I love.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the whole car is covered in WD-40 now, but...
Light it on fire. No!
There's one right there, just saying. But no. I still don't know if there's any more in there, so we're gonna play it safe and spray a bunch more. And probably just use this to drop the whole nest. We'll let that soak up. But yeah, I mean, so that's all the fun of the wasps. And let's get this car open. Tra-la-la. Huh?
A little warm in there.
Alright, so which one's the one that's... Back's one, driver's side. The one that's all kind of fucked up right now.
Well, fuck. You didn't think about possibly scraping all the shit out of there before trying to?
I did, but until I had
You decided that might not be a smart idea.
Until I bent it back like that, the slot was opened up on the top, so it wasn't like I'd be able to do that. He's like a disappointed dad. It's okay. Fathers always forgive their children. Just might take a couple ass beatings and a couple other things, but it works out in the end. I also drove this with the spark plug unplugged for, I don't know, 8 or 10 miles this morning. So it's nice and preheated to help it slide out.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to keep this rolling because I foresee him burning himself.
Yeah, I know. I foresee me doing that too. Because it's fucking hot. I thought you drove the Civic. I thought we were getting ready to like go drive to this.
No.
Hey, let's make the engine nice and hot before we...
Well, okay, so Jarrett and I have admitted defeat.
Utter
defeat. So on the spark plug in the back, it's kind of like a small oval shape. I guess the rust's like out on the outside of it and pushed it in, and we can't even scrape the rust off. And then for the other one, we got the full heat shield out, but it's doing the same thing. There's like a point where it goes in to where our socket can't fit in. So we did the honorable thing and turned it back into a V6 first of all.
Oh, but we are going to support local business.
Yeah, yeah. My mechanic down the road, who's used to getting anything that I bugger up too bad to fix, I figured I'll go ahead and...
He gets a lot of business.
Yeah, he gets a lot of business for me. I mean, with my number of cars, yeah. But I'm gonna take this down and let him try to do his bidding on it. But that's what we're gonna call this video, just because we got the transmission drip in, which was really all this video was supposed to be. And that does seem to have, at bare minimum, helped.
Shudder Fixx, right?
Yeah, it was Shudder Fixx. It at bare minimum helped the transmission a lot. Like, we're not having trans problems that I can see. I think everything we're coming from is these two plugs here, or these two sparks, plugs, wires, whatever is going on with this situation.
So look for this truck at your local demolition derby next year.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, maybe not. That might actually be the Trailblazer.
I don't know. If this gets to be too expensive to fix those two, there's a good chance this will just become a demolition derby car, because it doesn't have to run long on 6 cylinders. So let us know down in the comments if you think we should just scrap this whole idea and turn it into a demolition derby car, or
we could literally just ask the 11 subscribers to watch our ask them at work.
Fair enough. Or we could always take it off some jumps, you know, have some fun with it. But until next time, take it easy. Just for fun and games, Jarrett wants to know what happens when you do a 2-cylinder delete on your vehicle. I've heard worse. I mean, honestly, it's not that bad. Now he's about to rev it up. I see where his foot's going. He sounds pretty bad. Here, turn the AC on real quick. I want to see if this bus kicks. We don't have AC, so we're curious. Yep, it kicks on. Okay. Well, that'll be something we'll troubleshoot in the future, or maybe I'll just have the mechanic look at it while it's down there. Just get it done, because I don't do a lot with AC systems. But anyways, yeah, he'll probably draw a vacuum on it, make sure it holds vacuum, and then he'll throw a charge in it. So we'll see. But until next time, peace.